feeling's gotta get worse, and sometimes it's gonna hurt. If you're ever gonna get that bad, then you better plan your attack. You're braver than you know it. You're stronger than you show it. You're braver than you know
is rare for me because my usual commute is a 30-second walk. But I had to take my car to the garage and get a courtesy car. I got stuck in traffic too. All the traffic, all the time.
Fun times. Now, for me, unfortunately, it's not that close, but still, though, accidents happen apparently, and therefore traffic was a pain. So, fortunately, in time here for some, mini RPG of the week. Managed to get some food in my gullet. But I mean, it's season 4, episode 7, I believe, and we got another mini RPG ready and waiting. And I mean, if you're not in the server already, I don't know if the server's already full. It may already actually be, because it's been quite busy these weeks.
We've got a lot of players. We've also now got our mics because Deployer. I just want to read from Twitch chat here. It would appear that we weren't audible for some of that. Deployer, do you want to? Okay, yeah, all fixed. Well, that's good because I'm glad that you can hear me.
It's important.
Because now I want to start beef with the owner of this Twitch channel, Nualaic. I have told Nua many times that I would love to cast Mini RPG of the Week with him again because I haven't cast it with him for a very long time. And so yesterday, I asked him, there was this conversation. He pre-bailed on me. Normally he bails on me the day off.
Yeah.
But he pre-bailed on me this time. He's worried. I don't know what he's worried. I think the last time we casted together was BIPL Season 3 Finals. And he's dodging me ever since. Hopefully because he's so worried how great I am. And not because I accidentally hogged the mic for the whole final round.
I mean, you gotta give him some room. He perhaps feels threatened on his own channel. Maybe that is it. Maybe that is the case. Apparently, maybe rockets just seem to be more up to his speed, I guess.
We're gonna lose him immediately.
Oh, man.
We're gonna lose him immediately to whatever the heck that weird Rocket League Fortnite game is.
Yeah.
Rocket Racer, whatever it is. We're gonna lose him. It's his perfect combo. He's casting Rocket League at the moment. I'm sure he's doing a great job. Because he has to be good at one thing that he casts, and it's clearly not Trackmania. So we hope that all goes well. Today we are playing, or we are spectating Mini RPG Rings by Atom TM. And Bonnie, you've been reading the document. Why don't you tell our good viewers at home a little bit about this map?
I have, yeah. So we got a nice mini RPG, about 1 minute in length. So pretty much par for course when it comes to the maps that we get alongside here. In general, though, when it comes to mapping itself, this is the first RPG map made by Atom, though he has been frequently mapping some dirt and tech. So perhaps you have seen his name around the scene, but not in the RPG one specifically. A lot of transitions, so expect a lot of jumps. Perhaps some katas will be out hunting about. And also one to keep an eye out is the finish. It's going to be apparently a bit of a tricky one, a bit of a spicy one. So perhaps we will see some players right before they're about to close out their round, fail, and lose their spot in the next round. So that is all in terms of what we are expecting to see. When it comes to times itself, we mentioned 1 minute. Mapper thinks 59 seconds. Low 59 is what's going to be. Doesn't expect 58s to happen. So that challenge has been given to all of these players to become the champion of season 4, episode 7. There's a lot more coming up, but still, it's a champion. It's still a champion.
Exactly, and I'm liking the look of this map. At first glance, it's giving me good vibes. It does, like you mentioned, give big cut energy. Yeah. And I do feel like we're going to see some cuts. I'm liking the mix of the routes as well, the nice safe routes and the harder routes. So we're looking forward to see how that all goes. This I used to always call it a half pipe section, and then someone corrected me and said a quarter pipe section. So the quarter pipe section is great, even if Drops is struggling to get that done there. But it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. They mentioned a 59-second is the suggested time that the author thinks it'll get. We normally see a few more seconds taken off that. These are the best RPG players, of course, in Trackmania, so they're able to find a tenth or two in each corner, and that'll add up by the end of the round. But it looks quite good. I like the aesthetic of the rings. I think this is visually quite interesting, and for a first RPG map by the author, you got to say it's pretty cool. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you when it comes to the style and whatnot, and Drops right there showing off how the transition that he just jumped with the quarter pipes going up to the second level, right? Being able to reuse a track in that way, I always enjoy quite a bit. I also like the mixture of the safe versus risky route, I will call it, I guess, being clearly indicated. Giving everybody a good idea on where to go and what to do. So for no one really having to just really clue into, okay, do I go left, do I go right, up or down? Everybody has been able to figure out the lay of the land and such, and are starting to put some times on the board. I mean, Irek still kind of trying to figure it out. I mean, the safe route, yeah, I guess, but I can use this little bump to get up there. But no, maybe that's also a thing, right? Using this quarter pipe there to jump up, but he's working on it. He's workshopping. He's got 10 minutes remaining to really get it down. So let's hope he gets to it. So far, in terms of times itself, 1:28 being the fastest one from Morpheo. So still a lot of room for improvement, it seems, when it comes to what our mapper has told us.
Yeah, I just want to ask. This is more of a production question. Were we watching the GPS when we first joined? Okay, so I was about to say, I swear we saw a much better time than this. But we are seeing. Yeah. We are seeing
everyone else is pretty slow.
Really
as well.
Quite poor times at the blocks. I do feel like normally we start seeing fully completed runs by this spot. But maybe the track is either navigationally a little bit tricky, people struggling to keep track of where they have to go, or maybe just difficult, and it'll be a mini RPG of the week where it's really about that balance between taking that risky route and the safe route, and what is economical with your time. Because remember, most of the time in mini RPG of the week, you don't have to be fast to get through the first few rounds. You just have to finish in a reasonable time. So it will be interesting to see how that happens. And we are seeing some players make some pretty uncharacteristic errors trying to figure out these routes. And this looks like it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this pans out, see who gets on the board. And I'm just keeping an eye out for familiar names. I thought I saw Scandia earlier, but he hasn't
I believe Scandia
got a time in the top 15 yet, so who knows. But we got Marius, we got Artis, we've got Liffy, who was in the Twitch chat, now in the lobby. There you go, Scandia up ahead. A very good player in all forms of Trackmania that he puts his hand to. It's a shame there's no snow car. I've been on trying to get Zetrate to just force in a snow car map, but he says apparently we're booked in until March, which is a testament to his effort as a TO.
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe at that point physics have changed once again, and we may or may not have still have that snow car in some way, and it's become a rain car or something along those lines. Who knows?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's definitely perhaps one of those things. Who knows? Maybe one of the maps falls out because wood. Oh, yeah. You never know. But either way, I mean, it's also a good thing to know, like, that up to March we have that influx of maps. Doesn't take away the fact that people should still submit their maps. If you have any map that you feel like, oh yeah, this would be great for people to play on, and allow yourself to really stretch that creative brain of yours into making the best mini RPG out there, then please do. Feel free to do so. Be sure to join the RPG Discord as well, the Trackmania RPG Discord, to get all the details and such. Because I mean, maybe you will be the one to bring in the snow car RPG. I'm for it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, maybe if Nadio can go to the lumber yard and get us some more wood, we'll be able to have some wood RPG maps.
Some pine,
Yeah. We will have to we'll have to check the rulebook, Zeta8's rulebook for analog keyboards. But other than that, we'll be all a-okay. We had to get one reference in. We are seeing some better times now. Liffy on the top of the leaderboard. Irish legend. I do believe also a fan of my podcast, so that is an extra +1 in the column for that one. Speaking of shameless plug time, new episode coming tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. GMT, with Import, host of Drop Gears, and Evo commentator, and all-around Trackmania. That'll be the only plug. Yeah, still not seeing the times. I mean, we've now seen some times in the low 1 minutes, but this has been an interesting discovery period because this is irregular this far into the discovery period, and we're going to see a huge disparity in those early rounds. And we might see some familiar names go out because no one seems that well practiced with it at the moment, and no one seems to be taking the risky finish.
No, I mean Liffey right there driving a 101, using the safe finish for that matter as well, and with that solidly in first place across the board. I mean, what I am also like seeing as we are driving through the map, it very much is a very much precision-based map, which I think also attests to the tech background that Atom has, where usually like tech maps. When it comes to like drifts and such, those tend to be quite tight and such. So you assume players don't need a lot of space to maneuver through the track, which is something that you see very much in these first couple of turns, and here as well. A lot of these balance beam situations that seem to be throwing players off by quite a bit, and at the same time, when we do see players go for the risky fin, they tend to not have enough speed because of earlier sections just not going as fast. I do wonder if if we will have players drive I think 1 minute consistently, and at the same time the track seems quite tight in terms of like any katas getting in the way, because I haven't seen any way of really cutting past the track. Seems to be quite well designed.
Yeah, I've been sort of keeping an eye out, but for the most part, while you do reuse a section, I can't really see how you can cheese out an early jump all the way to the top. This is going to be really compelling. I think this is a great first showing for the mapper in their RPG mapping career. This does remind me of a conversation I had with Zeterate on the podcast, where he mentioned that he thought many that's a plug for a past episode. That doesn't count.
No,
keeping track. Episode 6. Keeping track with Zeterate. Episode 6.
Where are the odds?
And we were talking about his hot take, and his thought was that many Trackmania players aren't that good, and they vote down maps because they aren't able to compete on them, and that he thinks that is leading to a sort of dumbing down of mapping. Maybe this is a more, aggressive approach. Scandia with a 57.9. Holy smokes. Let's jump on board with him. See what he's cooking, because a 57.9 kind of out of nowhere. I don't think we've seen his name on this leaderboard all that much.
No. He's been coming in and out while watching other players, just drive by. But I guess he was just cooking. The man was cooking, and the man was able to really get a nice stew going, perhaps a nice entree before getting to dessert, which will be probably winning if he is able to drive these times consistently. But a 57.9, again, our mapper expected 59s to be pretty much the limit, with 58s kind of impossible. But Scandia right now also on a banger of a run. We'll be driving another 57, it seems, a 57.2. He's found the line. He has found the line. He knows where it is. The matrix is completely open for him. Downloaded every single block that is available on this track, and he's about to explode.
I think his non-RPG... I think his non-RPG skill set is coming through here, because as soon as we jumped on board, I did not see someone trying to finish the map. I saw someone optimizing the map. We saw that jump into the quarter pipe, and even the section at the start, and even like sections like here where he is trying to reduce that airtime, trying to get as low down as possible in the quarter pipe, and even here, the positioning of the car on the ramp in order to get the good line off. We are seeing someone who is cooking, and we are seeing someone who is really pushing it to the limit, and even there, braking to try and reduce. This is going to be a bit of a masterclass, I think, unless someone else can get near him, because he looks very comfortable, and it's way easier to practice these optimizations. Well. And this is just pure pain. Is it another one?
Oh! What a run. What a run.
Great fun.
We'll say, Jaxie, no 58 was true until we had two players actually drive 58. It was a good point. It was a good point. But my word, Scandir is cooking hard. That is ridiculous. All right, well, it took a bit of time, a bit longer than we usually expect our players to really get, a grip on the map and start to show off some great times. But we are here. We have 4 players now getting those sub 1 in. Won't be too consistent, I expect. with just a couple of less than 2 minutes remaining, it's not going to be a lot more time for all of our players to really get accustomed. And the closer we get to our first round, the more we can start to think about, well, how many players are actually going to make it in. But that is for later. That is for later. For now, we're driving. We're chilling. We're all having a good time.
We are driving, and 82 players in the server, so a good showing.
Good stuff.
We are doing the traditional format. I am still convinced that Newer and Zeta 8 cooked the other format just to tilt me and OC on the first week of the event.
That was
because it hasn't really worked since.
No.
Arguably, it didn't really work then. So, but we are looking forward to when that is around. Those are tests if you are listening and for some reason not playing, or maybe you're multitasking and doing both. You can take part in the beta testing for the new format. If you go to the Mini RPG of the Week Discord, there are dates and times you can walk up there. And I do believe I just saw a Babsify flying through.
Ooh.
So that'll be interesting to see if Babs is on. And I saw a minute ago, Hazard appeared, and it said he joined the server. Now, I do hope that was a rejoin, because joining with a minute or two to spare in this map might not be the type of thing you want to do. But let's see what Babs is on. I don't know if we can see what time he's got. Currently not in the... Was Hazard the first player to finish the map? Or I see. Okay, so maybe took a breather. Maybe let the others cook for a bit. Came back. Maybe he had to have his lunch. Or dinner, rather. But yeah, we shall see how this goes. And that is the end of the warm-up. That means that only one thing, and that means we're heading into rounds. Of course, Noah Limbs in the first round.
Nope.
But will be interesting to see how many people can finish the Noah Lim round, because I have a feeling we might be seeing some DNFs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the local records right now as well. Between positions 1 and 15 is an entire 10 seconds. That is a lot after 15 minutes of play. Usually times tend to be a lot more close together, whereas now it's nothing of the sort. But yeah, players just getting ready, getting warmed up. Don't be worried too much if you see your favorite player fall out of contention, because, they always have a second chance. Black Pulse will take a little bit of a backseat for this one, it seems. But hey, Joso right there. I haven't seen his name pop up just yet, but so far taking the lead in this round. So perhaps also one of those players to keep an eye out. But it does seem that Skandir at the moment, not fully unexpected, looking to be the favorite for this one when it comes to our times that have been set during the first 15 minutes. But this is quite the punishing map, and I mean, Binks is in as well. I mean, we got names. We got names to compete, Like, if you want the best RPG players, this is pretty much the time and place to be.
And by process of elimination, we must be the best RPG casters.
True. I mean, I don't have anything to argue against that. I mean, how could I? How would I? In fact, I know. I know that we are the best. And you could ask me for any quotes or sources or whatnot. I will simply dismiss that by saying, na, I am the best.
That is the energy to have. We did just see someone do the safe finish. It was only about a 1 minute and 2 second run. So let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I definitely expect players to, if they don't feel comfortable just yet, they'll take the safe in, as long as they have the pace, probably up to top 20, honestly. It just seems that going for that risky fin is definitely a risk, right? It is not like, haha, risky fin, just have to make a little bit of an awkward jump. No, you need to make sure your speed is right, this turn is correct, you get to jump over the little hump. It's not easy. It's not easy, and the respawn takes quite some time as well. So yeah, we will be eliminating some players from now on. How many are we going to eliminate? I will cut things off with a 14. Let's go with a 14.
The screen said 8.
Sure.
And I don't want to call Trackmania a lie,
Sure.
but I think it's at least 8. Clearly, because I feel like we're going to see a lot going down. Black Pulse not having the best showing. Black Pulse, a bit of my brothers in arms, really. We did a lot of the Sonic Generations map together. He was very gracious to wait for me at every single checkpoint, up until about checkpoint 12 when I went to bed, and then I came back and finished it a little while later. But hoping to see more. Obviously, another one of the people behind Mini RPG of the Week, and we always love to see how he's doing. Can't say he's ever troubled winning it, but he has turned up, and that's what matters, really.
Exactly.
Participation is the first key step, and we are seeing people struggling here, a lot of people struggling to get some time together, and I'm already seeing everyone in the bottom 8 with a very, very long timer from everyone ahead, and I have a feeling it doesn't get much better the higher up you get, so we will be expecting quite a lot of people in this initial elimination. I doubt we're going to get down to 64 in one round, but I won't say it's an impossibility.
Never say never. I mean, I feel like my 14 may actually be a bit too low, all things considered. Oh, Phil right there also struggling to make their way across the map. It does seem like these transitions are hurting these players a lot, mixed in with the narrow beams to cross. Just yeah, I think for the players right now with 1 minute, they have accepted their fate. This is what it is. They will be taking a back seat, but yeah, a lot of casualties for round number 1. This may be a quick one if this is the way things are going.
Sorry, I'm still kind of eating my dinner.
Oh, yeah, go for it, please.
Keep
do.
going.
Please do. I will keep going. I will keep going. 5 seconds remaining. How much is it gonna be? GPS was 58. Wait, 58 are gonna get eliminated at them? Oh no, no. It's 13 players. I was 1 off, but you know, some players come, some players go. But 13 with Phil, also one of the notable players being eliminated. So still 8 players up on the chopping block. We are not quite at 64 just yet, but I do expect that we will get to 8 eliminations from this point on, though. Again, it very much shows how how much precision needs to be rewarded when it comes to playing this track. I did see some minuses in the in-game chat as well. I'm not sure if that is true. I am not playing the map, so I am not going out of my way to say that, but yeah, if your precision is off, then I don't think you're gonna have a good time with this track.
Yeah, I think just coming back to what we were saying earlier, this track does seem really good. It seems like a perfect mix of traditional Trackmania mapping combined with RPG. It's going to be difficult. I think it's been proven it's difficult. You can just see the disparity in the top times, and you can see how many people are being eliminated in each round. It may not be what you want every week in Mini RPG of the Week. Sometimes you want maps that are a bit more repeatable. But I'm not a fan of the minuses in the chat, because there needs to be variety, and I think we need to reward this mapping, and I think this has been a very good map.
Yeah.
So I want to give a big shout out to the mapper.
Exactly, Atom in chat now as well. Shout out to him. GPS with a 58. I haven't checked the GPS time, but we do know that. I mean, Skandir right there with a 57.5. To be fair, it is Skandir. You know, like, I don't think anybody here is expecting him to be slow. And if there's someone who will break expectations, I think he is one of those players to do so. A couple of DNFs who have accepted their fate, as well as we have Krolak coming in, almost being sniped there, but I think up to 62. I don't know where Telnek is going. Telnek is just finding some different cuts, some different ways to approach the map. Milliam trying to go for the risky, but already accepted their fate as well, knowing 63rd is not going to cut it to stay in. Maybe that is the way. Maybe that's the way to the risky. I don't know.
I'm really interested if this grass route works, but we are seeing. I just went back to check the VOD. So Scandia round 1, 57.5. Scandia round 2, 57.5. Consistency from the man up front. I don't mind if we take a look at him for a bit, because I have a feeling we've got plenty of time afterwards to view what's happening at the back. So we'll try and jump on board with Scandia when he appears in the leaderboard, which no doubt will be after a couple of checkpoints.
Oh yeah.
And we'll just see how he's doing and seeing if he's saving, if he's consistently getting that due to raw pace, or if he's kind of holding a little bit back in reserve, and see who's up there fighting with him.
There is Hazard, Liker, Coco, Marius. I mean, I'm just naming some names here that you could easily encounter in any top 8 for Mini RPG of the Week. But yeah, here they are already, showing off their stuff in top number 3 with Skandir at the moment. Yeah, just really controlling his airtime extremely well. I mean, that is key when it comes to these transitions, right? Just making sure that every single time you hit one of these quarter pipes, you just reduce as much airtime as possible. Stand there, setting up for the risky fin. A lot of speed. 322, is that enough? Yeah, that's going to cut it. But that's like barely enough, it seems, as well, right? You really need to get over that 320 speed. Otherwise, you're just going to collide with the block right there. Which just goes to show how good his setup is with a 57.3 now as well. He's zooming.
He's zooming, but right nipping at his heels is Hazard with a less than a tenth behind. So, you know, the game is still on. It's not just going to be the Scandia show for insert however many opportunity of the week wins he has at this point. But yeah, thank you for the time pickup. We have got Hazard in the 57s, Morpheo, Draco, and Lucca Artis. Snow, Freight in the 58s, and then a few more in the 59s and in the minutes. This is going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to see this. We'll see if any big names go out early, but I don't think we got any fear of that just yet. Happy to see the Irish representation in this version of Mini RPG of the Week. We got Babs, we got Liffy, and I think we had Lays, who has just left. So F's in the chat on that one. But I am hoping that this stays. We get an Irish lad deep a run into here. Walshy as well. All of them showing up.
There you go. There you go.
They've obviously known. I can never get the Welsh players to all come in. One day I'll get them to come in. But we'll see how this continues. We're gonna keep it maybe a bit of a look now more at the back rather than just keeping our eyes on the front. I'm feeling we're gonna have plenty of time to watch Scandia and Hazard battle it out. But we'll see how it goes on. I do feel like we're seeing a mix of the risky and the safe routes in certain sections.
Yeah,
And it says a lot when someone's taking the risky route and they come up alongside someone who's just taken the safe route, just how different these routes can be. And I think we've seen a lot of very different approaches thus far, and they seem to be fairly even. Obviously, you will be losing time on the safe route, but it's far more consistent. You don't want to be resetting. So we'll see how deep that goes for some of these safers. Yeah, you just have to look at these. Look at the onboards for the players down here in the leaderboard and see just how good Scandia has been in this map by comparison. I think a lot of people are just trying to get from one section to another, but when we were watching on board with Scandia, it looked like he was planning his quarter pipe sections about 3 corners before.
Pretty much, yeah. He, in that sense, very much has a good idea of how the map is set up. While she trying to flip his car over right there, doesn't quite get it, so I don't think he's going to be able to escape that last spot for this round. Unfortunate to see. Yorsh is also having some issues with these jumps at the moment, and perhaps our Dutch player Ken right here will be able to eke out last place save right now. I mean, Karim at the moment in front of him, who does make it across. And unfortunate. Ooh, no, fortunate actually. Someone else probably having to either respawn or go for the risky fin. He makes it in. Oh, and Draco with some cuts. Oh, doesn't even while she's still coming in. Take away his glory.
I'm not sure that saves time. But it did look cool. And if you're going to be out, you may as well do the cool run. You're not going to set a PB in your elimination. You know what I mean? There we go. That was good fun. Let's see what can happen next. We're going to be on board with Babsify. Fellow Keeping Track alumni on episode 5, I think. I'm not sure now. Going to see how he is doing. I've spoken to Babs a fair bit about Mini RPG of the Week. He seems to be quite a fan. We've casted it together once while he was playing, which went about as well as you can expect. I've immediately cast the curse as he's now hit the wall, so we are going to have a look up front. I do think we saw Hazard quite late in that run still. So I don't know if he was struggling with a checkpoint or maybe looking to optimize a checkpoint, so it took some time to do that. But we are seeing Hazard has sort of disappeared from our view. We've no longer got Scandia up in the top 5, so it'll be interesting to see what's going wrong here. Maybe just a little bit too much experimentation. Perhaps. A little bit too much pushing the boat out, and that's
Coco going for it though. Let's see Coco's time right now, 57.8. Look at that. Coco also finding the keys to the kingdom when it comes to driving these 57s. You know, I had to try and get Binks alongside with him, but lost him along the way. So they'll meet in the next round. But right now we seem to be on our last couple of players trying to make their way in. We've got Ken in as well at the moment on 49th. But Neko Glacia actually having some issues with this quarter pipe jump. Liker perhaps getting away from the clutches of defeat does make it across the finish line, and Hazard actually the one to be eliminated. That is quite a early elimination for someone of his caliber. There you go. There come the minus from the Wumbo player. And yeah, I mean, minus all you want, but that's surprising to see him go out. I mean, I did see have some issues with one of the transitions, but I presumed he'd be able to bounce back from that. But he's out. That's a shame.
Yeah, we did call it the round before. We saw him struggling and then followed it up with another bad round. It'll be interesting to see if maybe there is a checkpoint that's hard to do if you've lost speed, or maybe a transition that's not ideal. But that is interesting. That is a big name out. Got to put your money on Scandia now. If there was a mini RPG of the week betting syndicate, I really hope there isn't, because I have a feeling that would be very easy to rig. But you got to put your money on Scandia now, because I think he's definitely the one that has shown consistency across these rounds. But that being said, that is all still not over, because we have seen some names, some new names, or some newer names, some less common names in our mini RPG of the week, also doing quite well up front. So it's up, but we are seeing a lot of struggling still at the back, which is a testament really to this map, because we are quite a few rounds in, round 7 of 23, almost a third of the way through, and we are still seeing people struggle with the lines, struggle with the consistency. So we'll see, keep an eye and see if that continues. And I have a feeling maybe it's that quarter pipe that people are struggling with.
I see now how this respawn is as tough. I mean, we're watching Flo, right? And he just that respawn was so far behind that after he was unable to make that jump up, he respawned all the way back to the booster. That's quite detrimental. I mean, Derjan though still trying to make his way in, as Jam is trying to keep him out. Jam with the crash there, unfortunately, as that cost him the round. Actually eliminated, just a mistake on his end. But giving it up to Dare, believing in his power. The PayPal doesn't need to be in. Teammates just I'm sure during next practice this will be discussed. If not already.
We're keeping an eye on the communications to see what is happening. Lots of discussion on the map, which is normally a good thing. In some way, it's inciting a lot of emotions one way or another. We're seeing this chap here, who I can't figure out how to pronounce her name, but they're not having a great run. We're on board with Ice. We just saw someone absolutely send it into the Shadow Realm. Be curious what's going on there. Scandia has had to have a reset, or has had a clip, because he was in first, but has now dropped back quite considerably. We've got the French Armada here. All the French skins doing their absolute best, sticking together through thick and thin. There we go. Even more joining the pile. And it's going quite well for these guys up ahead. We'll see where we're at on the raw paceometer. Pattern pending to see how fast these rounds are, but we are seeing a lot more consistency heading into this final section now as the players get more warmed up. They're very easily clearing it in a 57.7 for Brinken, which is a good time, and that's a time that can really take you far and might even pressure a win here. I think it's going to come down to consistency in those final few runs rather than raw pace. Yeah.
I would be very surprised if, and that positively surprised, I will say, if we do end up with a round where final 2 players, everyone going for the risky, and it is super close, just because of the way the map is set up, right? It's again, precision and air control seem to be the 2 key factors that you need to be able to master if you want to set a good time on this track consistently, for that matter. But yeah, I would love to see it, but I think it's going to be realistically, I do think there's going to be a bonk somewhere halfway, and it's going to be pretty clear who's won it. But who are those 2 going to be? I mean, that's a whole different question.
I really want to know if you can pirouette into the finish like we just saw just before the round ended, because that would be great. I do love a wicked finish. That might see if anyone's able to do that. I'm looking forward to see where the times go on this map. I have a feeling we're going to see some incredible optimization in the week to come while this is on the server, because this very much feels like a more standard Trackmania map where those times fall very quickly. We're now on board with Gen. Let's see how they are doing it. Absolutely sending it into the risky. Got to respect it. Overtaking some people coming out of the safe route. The quarter pipe here, it's all about how much speed you can really carry through. It doesn't seem too punishing, but you will lose a lot of time if you're just sat there waiting for your car to find grip again. And then, like we've mentioned, this quarter pipe is very reliant on you getting a good transition, and the checkpoint reset is quite brutal. This is not the preferred way to go, but I'm sure there is going to be a nice recovery here. Yes, there is indeed.
Nice ring skip.
And yeah, we're seeing a lot of familiar names still battling it out in the bottom here. And that's going to be interesting as this continues. Scandia is on a bit of a run, a 57.3. Still not as good as his best time that we saw in the warm-up, but for rounds, that is pretty impressive. And we've got no more... Oh, we've got... I can never know if it's Cacao or Cocao or Coco W underscore.
Coco, yeah.
Coco, there we go. Coco also joining the 57 club, and Morpheo knocking on that door, trying to get in. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to how these pan out, and yeah, we're still seeing some names go out that maybe we'd expect to last a little bit longer. Still seeing some negative vibes in the chat, but I do think I saw someone message in the chat that this is a really good RPG map, but maybe not as good for mini RPG of the week. And I think that might be a fair evaluation, but I do quite like that we've got something quite challenging that's really keeping them on their toes.
Yeah. I mean, perhaps, I mean, my French is not that good, but le double respawn and slow-mo reads like there's a slow-mo for a double respawn somewhere. You know, that's how much I could decipher from that. Don't ask me how, because I, worked on my Duolingo. But perhaps that is what players are talking about, because so far, just driving the map and whatnot, it seems to be, quite crisp, quite clean. And at the same time, just being able to get these jumps right. I mean, Dergen right there, barely making it up the quarter pipe to make his way to the next section. But from this point on, this is where he needs to keep the speed. See if he makes it up to the second level. Does manage to do so indeed, overtaking Super Hank as well.
The double respawn after the second quarter pipe, from what I can gather. Neko Jim with the DNF, that's a name we normally see stick around for a little bit longer.
Yeah. Definitely a shame.
Let's see if anyone is able to do... Ooh, is the engine off there? There we go, that makes sense. But we are still seeing some names coming in. It's a battle for the final spot here. Let's see who is able to bring it home and live another day. Remember, the main battle, it's not about if you win. It's about if you can get on the Wikipedia page. And to get on the Wikipedia page, you need to be in the top 10. Or you need to be friends with Nua and do the cast. Which one of them is way easier than the other. I won't tell you which one. But Nua just loves talking about Trackmania, so you can do that. I really want to know if you can water bounce under the ice toboggan bit.
Maybe?
Into the finish.
That would be... I don't know if the angle is there. I see the thoughts, but I'm not seeing the actual execution. Like, how would you... I think if the block was just a bit further back, then yeah. But maybe that would have been a risky. Maybe that would have been a fun risk. Instead of the block to drive over, instead you just need to make sure you make your way all the way across the onto the water to get the bounce into the finish. Maybe that would be something. I don't know. But regardless, it just goes to show how many players do still struggle to get some of these sections down. Right there, Neko being overtaken by Dergen, who unfortunately steers in a bit too early and finds his way clipping over the side. Again, this precision just coming back to haunt these players. Drops still in, one of the players we haven't really seen throughout these rounds, but at the moment trying to make their way out of this top 30 situation and getting into the 29th spot, which is being covered by Babsify, currently just holding the door with Slitter, Mangemole, Eminem. There you go, and drops. As Babsify just really trying to stay alive. Actually, Manje just currently in 28th.
With a reset.
Oh, and a reset. Oh, Drops may actually be able to make his way through. In fact, right now on 29th, does make it happen. 27th, so just a few players remaining. Goliath, one of our top players during the Season 3 finale at the moment in 31st place. Don't think that's going to change anytime soon. And Coco as well being eliminated. We're starting to see a lot more no-names make their way out of our episode today.
And there was a nice time in the chat. I have a feeling we missed a good time. So if you can just give us a flash of the... a 56.9 from Scandia. There we go. Mapper is
My
mudded.
word.
59 seconds, my arse. We are into the 56. I'm just kidding. This is a very lovely map. That is quite impressive from Scandia. Definitely is in his cooking phase. We saw some preliminary cooking in the warm-up. We then saw some gathering of ingredients and checking the recipe in the opening few rounds. And now we are in full head chef, no more sous chef. He's watched the bear. He knows all the lingo. Cleanup has occurred. I forgot everything else about that show. It's far too stressful. I can't. I've watched it all. I don't know. Have you seen The Bear?
I have not. It has been one on my watch list, but I have not yet.
It's a dramatic telling of life in a kitchen, like in a commercial kitchen. And as someone who's worked adjacent to a commercial kitchen, it didn't need a dramatic telling. It just needed a telling because it's very dramatic in and of itself. Right. So the normal drama of a kitchen combined with the sort of TV drama, good time there from Brinkin and Binks, both in the 57s.
Solid.
Way too much stress. I think it contributed to some elevated heart rate from myself over the course of a few weeks while I was watching it. But Scandia, he's now cooking. He's now the head chef.
Oh yeah.
He's the bear in the show. Spoilers. And he did just bonk from that round, though. We did see him struggle with one of the transitions. But when you've got the raw pace and he's got plenty of time, I mean, we're still in a comfortable double respawn. Will keep you in session here. I mean, you could probably get away with 2 or 3 respawns and you'd be a-okay, at least for the next couple rounds. I do appreciate this person going for the risky fin, even though they are clearly going to be knocked out. Resilience is one hell of a thing. And it does seem that if you are able to get that sort of a middle jump, you are able to find your way to that midway, you will, for the most part, make it over. So that is good to see. But MMB is out of here, as well as a couple more DNFs that we had and the PAL board with. But we are now in the top 25. We're still on 4 eliminations, so we've got at least 2 more rounds of that, if not 3. 3, I think. And it'll be interesting to see how this continues. We are seeing some new names, some names that we are familiar with going out, but still the names you'd expect to see at the top are still there, except one exception. Goes by the name of Hazard and found a Hazard and was unable to progress relatively early on. So we'll see if anyone is able to capitalize on his omission from the final rounds and snatch a victory. Well, we might expect Hazard to fight for it.
Definitely. I mean, from some of the names that I'm seeing that are still in, Artis, Vortex, Binks, Scandir, obviously. I believe Marius is still in. Liffy, right now, finding himself in a bit of an awkward spot. Has been actually in the top of most of these rounds at the moment, though. In 24th, needs to pass at least 2 players to get by, and at the moment actually does make it happen on the button, keeping Shinex, Slitter, Softy D, and Dobry away from a possible victory. Going for the safe finish. I respect it. I agree. Babsify right in front of him, joining his fellow Irishman to get his way into the next round. Yogg actually trying to keep the rest of the other players away, and actually Shinex, Softy D just a bit too slow, so that's going to do it. Scandir again driving a 56.9. Man is getting his first Michelin star right here, right now. The creativity just simply spattering off the dishes he is serving right here, right now.
Yeah, definitely get me a plate. A, because I've not had dinner, and B, because it is just...
Is that why we're talking about food? I mean, it may be.
Yeah, I'm also quite thirsty, so you might... if we go getting alcohol metaphors, then we'll know we're fairly mudded on this cast. The Irish contingent, the Irish lads, the boys, are still doing okay. We're not seeing them take the risky finish. The Irish are a timid species. But they are getting it done. We'll be interested to see if Liffy and Babs. The slight concern I have is that one of them is going to knock the other one out.
Out.
In a video game, not at their social event.
Definitely not.
Mainly because Babs isn't there. He is actually alongside my country people at the moment in Wales. But we'll see how this goes. And dare I say, possibly, maybe, I might be hamming this up a little bit again. Sorry for the food metaphor. Scandir is in trouble, maybe, possibly.
Lest, maybe. I mean, I'd say Artis is in more trouble than Scandir is at the moment. But he makes a mistake along the way. Call it a creative decision. He takes it. He learns from it. He makes his way barely across, but has to go for the respawn. He needs to go for the save now. He needs to go for the save.
How comfortable is he going to be with the safe finish?
I think he'll be all right. It's still close. It's still close and barely making it across. I mean, I saw him go for the risky fin, going for the jump at 317. That's not going to cut it, and we saw that in fact be the case. So fortunate for him that none of the other players were a bit closer, as that could have been lights out quite easy.
Yeah, we've got drops dropping. We've got PokeU. No, I'll see if I can make a pun out of all of those. All of those going. But Nico Glacier coming in with a very slow pace, like a glacier, and going for the. Oh, I just feel like if you can get on top of the thing, right? You see where I'm going with this. If you can pirouette, land on the.
If you have the speed that you would normally have for the risky,
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's good.
No,
but when has that
ever
stopped us? When has that ever stopped?
Exactly. I feel like in those situations, speed is not what we're looking for. We're looking for style. All right. It's what is a game if not like without style? We need someone to bring some flavor, bring some some spice, if you will.
Back on the food. We're back on the food.
Here we are again.
Try not to talk about food challenge. Absolutely impossible. Scandir here, seeing what he can find in the pantry that is Trackmania. Setting off with a fairly decent pace at the moment. Got a few people chopping at his feet, but is saying absolutely no. But I do want to keep an eye on this front four, this front pack, because we are seeing still some resets. Scandir, you wouldn't want to have that sort of round a couple times, but we are seeing now a lot of pace.
Look at Binks.
Fine. Binks has got a good run here. I do think we're going to see... Oh, Binks with the reset. Scandir with a 56.8. What was Binks cooking? That could have been a 56.6.
Exactly that.
And, wow.
Whoa.
Binks rising is a potential issue. We are seeing Babs coming in at 11th. I do believe we've still got Liffy into the Irish boys. Artis in the red zone on the bubble.
Red-blue in shambles right now. Just truly dropping all of the gears right here, right now. Tunix coming in last place. I suppose, when it comes to the red-blue side, there were simply too many cooks in this race that they found themselves having to say goodbye right before we stop eliminating 4 players and move on to 2. That was a bit of a bloodbath going into the end right there.
Yeah, that sort of round of 16 or getting yourself down below 16 can be an absolute chaos fest, because it is, like you mentioned, it's 4 of that group, whereas now we are down to 2, so you are more likely to be able to get away with a slight issue. But then again, this is the best 16 players or the best 13 players now in the lobby, so we are expecting to see some good times coming out. We do still see Liffy. We do still see Babs. Dare I say one of them might snatch it. I do hope. It would be great to see. I think I could convince one of them to talk to us afterwards. But we will see what is going on up ahead. I'm thinking Binks is doing well. Yes. That was a fast time. And he was not ahead of Scandia the whole time. There was still a little bit of time to be found in the start. So might be getting their eye in and really starting on that one. But a bit more consistency. We're now looking at the back of the pack here, and they're only a few seconds off. So it will be interesting to see how that goes. And we'll see if Liffy is still going for the safe finish. We are still seeing a split at the safe finish as we're into the top 13. That is crazy. Babs goes over the line. Babs gets it. We've got Jozo here, the last of the last. No! We had a reset.
We had a reset, and Super Hanky being the one to be the first to feel the pain of the red number on his car, and Fate going out in style, taking the risky finish right there. I mean, Binks at the same time, by the way, driving a 56.888. That is, to be expected, actually, after seeing such a banger of a run in the previous one. I'm sure he's happy that he was able to get the 0.8 in, and some pluses coming in from one of our eliminated players, along with Ken. So with that, I believe all the Dutch players have been eliminated. So any kind of bias that may or not have been on my side have been dispelled.
Babs did
and
it!
Babs, I suppose had a little bit too much to drink and found himself driving off into the deep end. But Binks now, I know. I mean, I'm looking at just France in shambles at the moment with Binks, who finding himself in 10th place, just behind by a full 4 seconds after driving in a phenomenal 56.8. Now having to fight for a way back, but Joso struggling a tiny bit more actually will allow Binks to stay in, and I think with that, Binks is safe to stay in top 9.
So I just messaged Babs and I said, why did you DNF? And he's saying the Liquipedia mental check. So I'm trying to figure out if it was accidental or if he just got tilted and didn't want to do it. But that is crazy, Babs. You were doing so well. A sort of a soul for a soul there, as we do see Liffy getting through. And I want to know if was Liffy's time a risky fin? Because he's done the safe fin almost every round we've seen.
I believe so, yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that was the safe fin again. He in that sense seems to be quite consistent throughout all of the track. It's just really been that risky fin that he's been avoiding. Yeah, only safe. Yeah.
That is interesting.
And that may actually be enough. That may actually be like, unless you gotta find Skander or Binks on the scorch of a run that that safe fin is simply not gonna cut it. But I think that is definitely a risk you can take. Maybe the right risk is to take the safe fin instead of the risky fin.
It could be. It'd be very fascinating if we see a mini RPG in the week 1 off the safe fin. I can't remember a time I saw so many people get into the top 10 taking the safe fin. Liffy there, I do believe, just went straight. Looked like he's had a bit. No, maybe that was just a little bit of a bug. I do want to give a shout out, according to Twitch chat, which as we all know is a very unreliable witness, but apparently that was Hanky's first time in Mini RPG of the Week, and he came in, I believe that was either 12th or 13th. That is an incredible showing. That is a great performance. Hopefully we see more of them. Because, always love seeing new names. Always love to see new names in the competition. And while we've got this little bit of a downtime as we're gearing up to the final stretch here, a reminder to everyone, Scandia on watch. A reminder to everyone that Mini RPG of the Week Ultimate is taking place in May. You can find out more information on Discord or through the Twitter. It's the chance to play Mini RPG with 100 of your closest friends that all happen to also like France on that weekend. And I'm hoping, if I keep plugging it, Zetrate will invite me, because I think that would be fun. But we have got Scandia on watch, and I do believe
he's out.
He's out.
That's how it goes. That's eliminations for you. That's eliminations for you right here, right now. I mean, I guess this is why, perhaps he's now clamoring for the new format, because he has been driving great all match long, but it just takes one. It simply takes one not going your way, and you will find yourself on the chopping block. And unfortunately, he was unable to eke his way out, and therefore will have to settle for a, I believe, in 9th place that was? No, 8th place, because there was a DNF.
8th place, there was a DNF. Big shout out to Epos, jumping in the New Lake Twitch chat. World Championship contender Epos. Hey. Where is Mini RPG of the Week Epos? I asked myself. And him and everyone else who's listening. But that is a big upset with Scandia out. We are looking at unfamiliar names to win out as such. There is some opportunity here for some first-time winners, if I'm not mistaken. Liffy, I would love if we can stay on board with Liffy at the finish, because I do want to know if he started on the risky fin or if he's still doing these times on the safe fin, because that is going to be my dark horse prediction, because we have yet to see consistency. Binks has a 58 in this pocket. Looks like he might be going out.
Yeah, no, a lot of players actually going for the save. Did you see that? 3 players going up there. And Binks actually, because of that, eliminates Marius, who goes for the safe win. The safe meister himself just being caught off guard simply due to the fact that Binks was able to nail down that risky fin. It's that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, Marius, though, still 6th place. Definitely one of those positions to expect him. Liker as well, I believe, final player from Red Blue, coming in 7th place. Great performance from the Red Blue side. But yeah, that was our final round of 2 players being eliminated. We are down to 5 players: Liffy, Uso, Binks, Speed Self, and Brinken. And Brinken at the moment being the one kind of in an awkward spot with a bad start, but definitely not out of contention just yet with the way this track has been treating our players, as the balance beam is starting to play some nerves, I suppose, on Binks, who falls behind. As we have a crash. Who was that?
Was Liffy. No, it was Brinken.
That was Brinken. Liffy, in fact, in first place or not? Wait, what?
Wait,
No.
what's happening? No, Liffy. No.
Liffy is actually as far behind. And
Oh,
Brinken, it's a
it's a
fight
battle of
between
the
Liffy and
muds.
Brinken.
What is going on?
He needs to keep driving. All right, he's still driving. We see some players go down the hole there as Brinken is making his second pass across the quarter pipes at the moment. I mean, Liffy has to hope for Brinken to make a mistake somewhere along the way, but I think he's downloaded it. He's going for the safe. And no, he has watery wheels. He still tries to go for it, but he has to go for the respawn. No, he makes the jump. He makes it happen. Is Brinken actually getting away with it? He does. He got away with it with watery wheels, making his way up, and unfortunately, Liffy fought valiantly, but 5th place is the best that he is going to be able to do today. Still, though, a great performance from him.
I would love to know from any mini RPG of the week historians if we're going to get a new winner. Because these are, I'm not going to say unfamiliar names, but they're not the names I often see winning.
Right, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if we do get a first-time winner. Zeterate is probably the guy, but Zeterate is apparently listening to the cast without audio, which is a stunning review of mine and your casting. That is absolutely brutal. I thought we were friends.
Jeez.
I wonder if... I don't know if there's a quick way to do a reversal of the brilliant map. Maybe if I will... I'm seeing Ben. I'm not sure that's related to what's on the screen, but I appreciate it. I'm curious. I'm going to do some digging in between these rounds. I'll let you take the rest of this round and maybe the next one here, because I'm really curious if we're going to see.
I mean, at the moment, it's Double B actually in first and second place. Brinken and Binks. I mean, I believe Brinken hasn't won any mini RPG just yet. Binks may have. I know Uso has always been a top contender. This time around, unfortunately, not going to be able to make it happen, as we still have safe players. I believe at this point, Binks is the only player who goes for the risky fin and is able to make it happen consistently. I mean, Uso right there does go for the risky fin, but he already knows it's too little too late to really make something happen. And so for Gravity, that's going to be it for this mini RPG of the week edition, as we do have a French semi-final, if you will, between Binks, Brinken, and Speed Self. I am curious to see, if... I want to say Binks has taken mini RPGs before, but I don't know if Brinken and Speed Self have done so before.
So I'm not seeing any mini RPG of the week wins for Binks. I'm seeing one for Brinken, but I don't think I'm seeing one. I'm just going to double check for Speed Self. So we might be seeing a new winner here today. And this is...
He's whispering, guys. He's whispering.
Who knows?
All the ASMR. But no, while you take a look, I mean, it doesn't look like Speed Self is going to be one of those winners this time around, as he unfortunately makes a little bit of an oopsie, a little bit of a yikers on that risky part of the track. So Brinken and Binks at the moment looking to cruise their way towards the finals of Episode 7, Edition 7, League 7, I don't know, page 7 of season number 4. Definitely better than any other season 4 that you may or may not have seen. And I mean, there's been some great season 4s in general for any show, really. But yeah, I think we are about to see our winner. Just one round remaining. Binks versus Brinken. Binks are risky finisher. Brinken are safe finisher. We'll see which will be proving to be the wisest, the fastest, the most consistent, and overall the winner of Mini RPG of the Week, Episode 7. Here we go.
It's a battle of the finishes. Safe v Risky, Binks v Brinken, and we are keeping our edge of our seat, but Brinken with an early issue there, may not be able to have the speed, might need to respawn all the way back, and we probably won't be seeing, we're not seeing the checkpoints update all that quickly, so it does appear to be over. Brinken with the sad, he's trying his best, but that does look like it's a very difficult reset. So it does look like the red carpet has been rolled out and Binks will be taking us home, assuming he is able to, well, basically not DNF, because at the moment we have got a DNF from Brinken, struggling there with a reset, a slight oversight there on the mapping, but ultimately did still make that issue, and Binks has looked fairly consistent. Probably would have brought it home with one error's worth of advantage, but we roll out the red carpet. We respect the gameplay that we are seeing, and we have one final wicked rotation coming into the safe
Skips the
finish,
engine off. Beautiful
giving
stuff.
us a bit of BM.
All right. And now he goes back to the risky fin. He has all the time in the world. We can't go anywhere. We can't leave until Binks finishes, guys. What do we do? We're stuck. Someone send help.
I vote.
Let
I'm
us
allowed
go,
to.
Binks. Let us go. No, in fact, he does go for the risk. No, he goes for the safe. He goes for the
Oh,
wicket.
he's going for it!
He goes for the wicket.
No.
Wait. Well, Binks wins still, so that's a bit of an anticlimactic win. To be fair, he had it.
Days. I thought we were about to get. I had no idea what was about to happen there. That was absolutely incredible. I thought there was a fairly significant chance we were about to see no winner, a double winner, a redo of the final round. Would have been just rewards because a little bit of BM in the final round. Perhaps a little bit on. But that was a really good addition. Happy to spend the evening with yourself and our lovely friends in Twitch chat, hanging out with 21 of my favorite homies. And
Good times.
Any thoughts on that addition that we've just seen that aren't about that final round?
Minus the final round, skill issue, get good. Anything relating to that I could say whenever it comes to Dark Souls, I will apply to Trackmania. You know, I'll agree with the hot take that players simply aren't that good, clearly. But no, I do think, definitely the difficulty of this track has been what has set the tone throughout, all of these rounds, right? Really just seeing players struggling to get in consistently, but when they do get in consistently, beautiful times come out, and I very much do enjoy that. We had some ups, we had some downs, we had some shockers, we had some cooking. We had a restaurant go into closing, specifically Skander's, a bit earlier on than expected. And at the end of it all, it is Binks who wins by not crossing the finish line. Great addition.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally in Trackmania, you win by crossing the finish line. Apparently, this time around, you win by just doing the most checkpoints. So you got to respect it. Finding an alternate win condition, always love to see it. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. I do just want to give a shout out. It is currently the British and Irish Trackmania community's charity month, kind of. We're doing an event, Boomers v Zoomers. So if you want to see the very best of the old Trackmania UK scene up against the very newest, quite good. Please tune in to that event. You can give money via the links find on Twitter, and we're hoping to see everyone there. And for once, me and Noah will be on a broadcast together. Albeit I'll be producing, I won't be casting, but I'll finally be able to force him into the production. He keeps avoiding me.
Yeah, well, he just doesn't want to talk to you. Like, he's fine with you actually taking care of anything that happens on screen or whatnot, but he doesn't want to hear you. I feel like that is the case.
That says more about his sort of caretaking of his own Twitch channel, I think, than anything else. But no, looking forward to that. Looking forward to more mini RPG of the week. I got a message from Noah saying this is the last week of Rocket League. I'm assuming not forever, maybe just for the year. But I'm sure Noah will be back with his merry men, myself not included, of course. Thanks, everyone, for watching, spending time with us. Thank you again to the mapper. I did really enjoy that map. I thought that was really fun to watch. And I hope that we see more from Atom in the future, because I think that was a really interesting map to see. Thanks yourself, Boney, for joining me tonight. Thanks to Plyer on production. Thanks, Zeterate, for everything Mini RPG of the week. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Any last words?
Stay healthy, stay safe. It's pretty cold out there, so bundle up and make sure you follow our next edition of Mini RPG of the Week, because if today was anything to go by, just imagine what next week could be. Otherwise than that, thank you guys for being here. I enjoyed it.
See you all.